When my kids ask me, Mama, we love you so much, but on the day of judgment, I guess you can't be with us, right? And it's all our good deeds that will carry us through. And as a mother, I think you want them to have the strength of character, but also trust in Allah. You can't always be there for them, or just hold them or protect them. Yeah. So I mean that was really beautiful, and I thought I read the memoir. You can't stop the sun from shining. Actually, my husband was raving about it, and I was shaolong. I was struck by the fact that it was so empathetic and compassionate when you were sharing your trials and tribulations at a young age. I mean, we all have like either challenging family life or difficult times at work or in private, but the way it was told was so much empathy. Do you think that empathy that you displayed in speaking about your brother, about your father, about your experiences led you to Islam? Because you embraced when you were in France,
Yes.
playing abroad in a way. So I was always wondering, how did it lead you to the path?
So before I went to France, I went through a whole process of searching. I spoke about it on stage with Sheikh Dawood. That at a time in my life where I had everything I ever dreamed of from a youngster, being able to buy mum that house with wallpaper, having fame, having the attention of the opposite sex, having a flash car, having a nice house, having wealth. You would think that was the true picture of success, especially coming from rags to riches. But unfortunately, that was far from the truth. I was deeply, deeply unhappy, and it was because my life was my religion, astaghfirullah, at that time was footy, and I was defined by the game of rugby. And I had clocked that level. I had reached the ceiling. So I had a moment of, what's now? Is this it? Is this it? So I started searching, and then at that time I met some brothers in a small little cafe in Sydney. And just seeing what they had, sister, they did not have fame, they did not have wealth, but what they did have was so enticing and so powerful. They had Allah, they had God, in their actions, in their words. Alhamdulillah, astaghfirullah. I'll be like, what does this mean? What does this mean? Hopping into the Quran, hopping into the car, one of the brothers' cars for the first time. He's playing the Quran, and he went to turn off. I said, bro, leave that. SubhanAllah, sister. I said,